All right, my friends, it is Monday, May the 19th, and I just want to give y'all a little rabbit hole of a heads up that we are going to have to reboot, darling. Alrighty, my darlings, let's talk about Election Truth Alliance, the information that continues to come out, and folks that are asking me to talk on the potential hope of it. So I'm going to put this in Disney terms, and then we're going to go into what I see. Darling, remember how Disney will intentionally burn a movie if it's a topic that they just don't want to really dwell on or keep building on? So they'll take a movie with progressive values, things like empathy and caring about others, or maybe it's alternative family acceptance, whatever it is, and they will flop it. They won't market it properly. They won't put it out there properly. They will intentionally not put it out there in a light where it can be well received. And then when it flops, because it will, they put no effort into it, they come around and go, up, look. We did a movie that has the values you said you wanted and it flopped. Guess we can't put money in that anymore. You don't want it. Do you smell where I'm going with that, darling? That's what they did with Miss Ma'am. Okay, they gave everyone an option. They said, here is a known liar and a criminal who's going to do nothing but vengeance and make life worse for you and take money away from you. Or here's an educated, well-spoken, intelligent, experienced woman of color who's a prosecutor who wants to offer help for first-time home owners, first-time business owners, helping with education, helping with families, everything that the working class would need to enrich itself. And again, in America, these are still not super progressive values compared to other developed nations. This is just the bare minimum that we're trying to get. And every time we try to get it, they ruin it. So 77 million Americans chose the obvious liar and convicted criminal over a better life because whiteness and maleness and, ooh, scary woman of color. No, that would be horrible. We'd rather trade everything that's good in this country for a lie because at least it's wrapped in whiteness. So the Democratic Party, darling, can now go, see? We offered you everything you're saying you want, and you didn't take it. Half of the country, 77 million, whatever it was, whatever the excuse is, okay? Why am I saying this, darling? Was because they knew. They knew the evidence and the numbers that we've had since last year, which honestly we don't even need because that regime has been admitting it every couple of weeks. Every couple of weeks they get in front of a camera and go, yes, we did it. And everyone goes, oh, they admitted it again. And then it goes away. Because at this point, everyone knows, but no one really seems to care. And the hope lies with us, not with anyone else, not the military, not Congress. And this is why I'm telling you definitely not Congress, because they are now using this as an excuse so that if this regime doesn't find a way to hold on to power with a death grip, which is their goal, they are not doing this to leave in 4 years. They're going to do whatever they can, legal or unlegal or illegal, constitutional or unconstitutional, to try to stay there. All right. So if somehow that doesn't pan out, which will probably be the stenchy one, kick in the bucket, and Vance in his pants does not have the pull, the charisma, any of that. So that'll be how that crumbles. He's going to go, they are not going to have anyone to fill those shoes in terms of the fear and the charisma. So they're going to crumble when he's gone. That's why they're trying to do as much as they can, and they're leaving him there despite the fact that he's falling asleep and sundowning. They're leaving him there as long as possible because he's the only one that has the clout to push this shit through with the cult. As soon as he's gone, so is the cult. The cult is not going to follow JD. So, okay, that's why they're leaving him in a chair and pointing at Biden going, Biden had cancer? He was unfit, while this guy is over here rambling and falling asleep, okay? Doesn't even know where he is. He's not even reading the stuff he's signing. He says, yeah, my team tells me what's going on. I'm not going to security briefings. I'm not reading the things I'm signing. I'm just here for vengeance and pretty planes. Like, okay? Okay, any price, and shitty credit ratings, apparently. All right, we're watching them bankrupt the country just as a challenge. Anyway, point is, darling, that evidence was submitted to Team Harris. They said, we know. Everyone from amateurs to experts said here, and they said, we know, and we're not doing anything. And so some of us, myself included, said, oh, it must be a sting. There's no way these people see this happening. They have the information and they're letting it happen. And, oh, nope. They laid down and let it happen. Okay. Yep. They told us they're letting it happen because it's their job to let it happen. They're letting it happen to prove to us that democracy works. They're letting it happen because they're upholding the Constitution by allowing a team of people who want to dismantle it to take power. That's their job. Okay. That's what they fed us. You think those people plan on getting in and using progressive values? No, they pulled the Disney. They pulled the Disney. We didn't pick the thing that was better, so now they're going to move further to the right, just like Gavin Newsom, who's preparing for his presidential run, so he's starting to talk to incels and podcasters, and suddenly some of that hateful ideology isn't that bad anymore because he wants to bridge the gap between and talk to the hatters. Let's get them on our side. That's all of Team Blue. If you noticed, they're pushing out the loud new young progressives in the convention for the dinosaurs. They're trying to shut down Bernie and AOC and Crockett and all of anyone who's loud, anyone who's pushing progressiveness, they are trying to stuff in a corner. Their tactic, if there is another test, is going to be, we need to bridge the gap. They're already pushing the messaging. They're already telling each other, hey, we need to be less woke because wokeness lost. Okay, we need someone more like them. We need to be more like Team Red because Team Red won. So let's appeal to them instead of appealing to the future. That is going to be what they do next time. So they're going to use this hot mess to say, see, we can fix it. You got to vote for us so we can save you guys. We're going to try to save you guys, but you got to vote for us. We'll vote for them and they'll say, great, we're moving everything further to the right from where our last platform was because you guys showed us you don't want help with businesses. You don't want help with healthcare. You don't want your kids to go to daycare. You don't want those things. You guys showed us what you want. You want the regime. So we're going to try to emulate that now. Do you understand? Do you understand? Of course. Okay, so I'm not saying this to depress anyone. I'm putting it out there because I don't want certain people, the people who do have the power to make a change, if they just, are willing to get their knuckles a little dirty. I don't want them sitting at home going, oh, okay, yeah, no. There's another sting coming. It's going to be fine. I'm not going to do anything. Oh, no. We'll just vote again. I'm not going to do anything. These are the people that automatically are searching for any excuse to not have to do anything. Can I just sit back here and wait for someone else? Can someone else handle it? It's someone else's job. The military can do it. Congress should do it. What are we paying them for if they're not protecting us? I know. What are we paying for if they're not protecting us? Why are we giving them money while they're telling us to our faces they don't care about us? They told us, yes, we're cutting your Medicaid, we're cutting your SNAP, we're cutting everything that you need, but we're keeping our insider trading because we only make 6 figures from our regular job, and that's not enough for us. They're telling it to your face. Like, it's wild to me. They're just saying it, and folks are still like, let's see what happens. Like I said, ooh, wow. Oh, yeah, we're cooked. Oh, my goodness, yeah. Wow, the billionaires just taking all of our money. Yep, take that too. My kids don't need school. No, we don't need a future. That's fine. Bankrupt the country. This is amazing watching it all fall apart. Silver lining. Silver lining is the entire rest of the world is saying no to this shit show after watching what we're doing. But pay attention, darling, because the fight isn't just right now, and it isn't just getting to the next test if there is one. If we lean back on let's just get blues in there and that's going to fix everything, I'm telling you right now, it's not. We have to address the root, which is that all of them, at the end of the day, are on close to the same page. Like I said, good cop, bad cop. The one cop is outright nasty to you and is proud of it and happy of it. And then you have the one that's going to come in and offer you a cup of water and a candy bar and a cigarette, but they still are trying to put you in the cell. Okay, they're not that much better. They're just more comforting about it. They're the parent that still tell you no, but they give you a hug and tell you they love you still. Okay, that's their job. Their job is to soften what Team Red has got going on. Their job is to put a more humane face on whatever Team Red has got going on. And so while they might outwardly decry some of the most extreme of what's going on, at the end of the day, they will use this whole situation to push their agenda further to the right in order to bridge the gap. It's not going to go in the direction we need it to go in, which is why we need to keep applying the pressure and let them know, baby, that if they fuck this up, they're going to, scraping them all out. If they were not loud and proud for us, they can go the way of the other dinosaurs. It's time for a reboot, darling. Time for a reboot.